The Hype Podcast, episode 99.2. Who's afraid of the big bad words? This week on The Hype, we break down the Great Wall of partisan politics and give you an in-depth conversation about immigration and New Edition. The host with no name and the Little Red Rocket go toe-to-toe after leg day. Plus, does the Hype cuss too much? Find out this week on The Hype Podcast.
Coming to you live and uncensored. This is the Hype Podcast. I'm oh so fresh with my co-host, yet to be named.
That's me. We talk about everything from new gadgets, gizmos, politics, movies, and music.
And our very own personal stories, because you know a motherfucker has to keep it real. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you do this weekend anyway?
I started rearranging my house.
Right. And then
I played at Bar 15 last night.
Oh yeah, huh? Wait, why?
And then the biggest part of my week was watching the New Edition story.
The New Editions, goddammit. Fucking New Edition. Did you see the fucking producer, the scam artist guy? Fat guy with glasses, was he on there?
Who?
The guy who stole a bunch of money from like those artists we were talking about the other week.
Oh, Maurice Starr, he was on there.
Was he?
You know who he was?
Yeah.
The dude from Friday. Big Worm.
No.
It was Big Worm. Oh my God. I just kept watching go, you better get my money, Smokey. You better get my money.
You know, there's just like certain characters. We've talked about that. They're just who they are. Like Will Smith is always fucking Will Smith. Brad Pitt is always Brad Pitt.
Big Perm was just like
he's always Big Worm.
He was just Big Worm. But he was like, yeah, you're a perfect shady motherfucker because you're Big Worm.
Why are you rearranging your house?
Because I actually want to set up turntables. Since my departure from radio, I haven't had a home setup.
I see. I thought you were just looking for like a more of a feng shui.
I am trying to look for more of a feng shui too, but yeah, I haven't had turntables set up in like a couple of years. And you remember that was like a stable in my house.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Well, you had an entire room.
Yeah, I had an entire room dedicated to
with little baby fold-up metal chairs.
Yeah,
and no furniture.
Yeah, I had a room dedicated to DJ mixing, and then all of a sudden,
and then you didn't.
It's no longer required for me to have this anymore.
Yeah,
so
fuck it.
Why? Anyway, I want to spend some time spinning on turntables. I enjoy it. It's good for the arms.
I still got to bring my gear over here so you can teach me how to basics. You know,
teach you how, Dougie.
Yeah. Or do the stanky leg, whichever. Yeah.
Actually, I played the stanky leg last night, which was not one of my favorite jams, but yeah, that's it.
Is it still a hit?
It's still a hit.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, we're toning down the cussing. Remember?
Yeah,
right.
I got some feedback on the show this week, and they said that we cuss too much, and I just got to say fuck you. Because I'm gonna fucking cuss as much as cuss.
Dude, listen. Okay, it's not like we force it out of our mouths. It's in our vernacular. It just flows nicely. You're not sitting here going, well, I just like to fucking do stuff and things. It's just like, hey, man, I was out this weekend. I was doing some fucking DJing.
I would like to say that I'm very good at cussing.
Right.
I am very good at cussing. That's if there's one thing that I do well, I'm very good at cussing because it doesn't sound like I am adding extra words to cuss. It's like that's where that word really goes.
It's like the Mayweather jab. You just slip it in there and nobody sees it till it's too late. You're 3 or 4 words down the sentence and people are like, wait a minute, did he just fucking cuss?
Hold on, that sounds like rape. Yeah. No rape or cancer on the show. Hey, I'd like to tell you this is the Hype Podcast.
I am the host with no name.
I'm DJ Oh So Fresh.
And we are kicking it with you every single Sunday, unless we're not, because we're out doing cool shit.
I don't think this one's getting out on Sunday because our producer,
he's fucking napping.
He's fucking MIA.
Is he still napping?
Yeah, we were out late last night.
How late?
I don't know, probably like 3.
Fuck him. I was out till 3, fucking at the casino, winning some money, and I'm here on time. 20 minutes late, but I was on time.
I have hung out to the point where I am barely coherent and still make it to the show. You know, the fact that it takes place in my living room probably helps that out. Like if I actually had to go to your
just a skosh.
If I had to go to your house, it'd be like
So there has been times where I've actually had to call you from your front door and wake you up.
Yeah.
And I mean, your living room is 4 feet from your front door.
Yeah.
So it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're up. It takes you about 15, 20 minutes to get ready. You have a smoke. You come back in, and you're dialed in, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, it's I hate those mornings because like I usually have my process. Like I woke up a little bit later today. Usually I have my process.
Yeah.
I get up, bathe, listen to Meet the Press, and then I do the show. You wouldn't think I listen to Meet the Press, but yes, I do. Every fucking week.
A gentleman of your caliber listens to Meet the Press.
I listen to Meet the Press every fucking week. So
and yes, that was an extra fucking.
Yeah, that was extra fucking. Yeah.
What'd you do? What did you do this weekend? Recap your entire weekend for me.
Let's see. Friday I was off from the club, so I binged 6 hours of the New Edition story. Like it felt weird to go to bed at like 2 a.m. and not have been anywhere. Like,
wow.
But I'm like, I was a big New Edition fan.
Right.
I have to say, when it comes to New Edition, and some of you may disagree, but New Edition to me is like that last band that was truly like our thing. And you know what I'm talking about when I say our thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because they weren't all over MTV. I mean, they had some hits, but like it was like our thing. Now, everybody else after that, we shared. We did, The New Edition, like you could talk to the biggest fucking thug in my age group and they'll be like, "Oh, New Edition? Yeah."
Yeah,
like
that's my shit.
You don't speak ill of New Edition. You can speak ill of everybody else.
I'm pretty sure that statement is in the Constitution.
Yeah, you don't.
Thou shalt not speak ill of New
Edition. You do not tell a Generation X black guy anything wrong about New Edition because you will get it fucking handed to you.
Okay. So I know we've only got to your Friday night, but I got to get this out. That's why I wanted you to recap so I could blow away your weekend with my fucking epic story.
It's your story.
Yeah, it's only going to take 4 minutes, so it's fine. That's right. Sip your coffee, you prissy bastard.
With a straw.
Yeah, with a straw.
Yeah, with coffee with a straw.
Hate to get coffee stuck in your fucking braces. I know how it is.
Yeah.
No, so I go to the gym 5:30 in the morning. Super early. Me and my workout buddy, we're just hanging out. So I drive my red car, aka the little red rocket.
Yeah.
And so I haven't driven it in a while. I'm like, hey.
Crotch rocket?
Yeah, exactly. It's red because it's fire.
Crotch rocket Johnson.
Yeah. So I go to the gym. Normal day. Gym, cardio. Go back out to the car.
Was it arm day or leg day?
It was actually leg day, which is a key element to this story. Thank you for giving it structure. So I get out to the car.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, put the key in the ignition. It's a manual because it's a 1991.
That's not what makes it a manual. But okay.
I'm giving the description.
It's a manual because it's a manual.
God, suck a dick. So
not on the show.
That's not a no, and that's weird. So I put the key in the ignition. It's a 1991 Infiniti, so it's a manual. For those of you fuckers who've never driven one, you're an idiot because when the apocalypse happens, you're all fucked.
They're all going to be manuals when the apocalypse
Yep,
happens.
exactly. So push the clutch in all the way to the floor. Turn it over. The auxiliary lights come on, as they should. Yeah. Everything's normal. Go to start it. Nothing. I'm like, what the fuck? And my security light's flashing. And it's an old car. So I'm like, hey, it's probably stuck. Like, it's happened once before. So
are you secure?
Yeah. So I mess with...
You're securely not going anywhere.
We have secured the shit out of this car. It ain't going nowhere. So I unlock the door. Sometimes you have to fidget with the electronic locks. Because, the wiring's fucking 26 years old.
My car is newer and I go through this shit.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting there messing with it. My buddy has to go to work. And so I'm like, hey, can you whip around the parking lot real quick? See if we can jump it. See, maybe the battery's just not getting enough juice. Yeah. So try and jump it. Nothing. Just fucking click. Not even a turnover. I'm like, son of a bitch. All right. Well, so I call my buddy Otai, a little 5-foot Asian dude. I'm like, hey, come steer. I'll push. Here's where leg day comes in. This car is like the size of a fucking Geo Metro or like a Tonka truck.
It's a really small
It's a very small car.
What is it? It's like it's basically a fancy Nissan Sentra, isn't it?
It's a fancy Nissan Sentra.
Yeah.
And weighs just as much, right? And I'm a big lad.
Yeah.
I'm like 230 pounds.
Yeah.
Normally, I'd be able to fucking bench press this thing.
Wow, you're 230? Wow.
Yeah. So I go, I'm like, hey, did I just, try and pop start the car, see if it works? Totally fine. And you know how when you're in the car, the ground's level.
Yeah.
Because you're in the fucking car.
Yeah.
But when you're walking, even like a 0.003% incline is like a goddamn mountain.
Especially when you're moving a car.
Yeah. I mean, even when you're just walking, when you're moving a car, that shit's like a 17% incline. So there is literally, I kid you not, if you were to lay flat on this ground, you would be like, oh, I am perfectly level. Pushing a car? Nah.
No. No.
I am struggling like a motherfucker. Like I look like one of those dudes in a strongman competition that's like hoarding those 700-pound boulders.
I mean, when you think about it, when you try and push your car like into a driveway.
Right.
Like that's
like 1 foot of an incline.
That's like 1 foot of an incline, but it would take everything you got. I mean, it's fucking leg day
and momentum and a fucking running start.
Yeah.
Good luck doing it from a stop position. So we go around the parking lot 2 or 3 times. I'm looking like a fucking retard, just like pushing this car around.
And that is not an insult to anyone who might have some kind of mental disability. Saying. It's not the 90s. You can't say that no more.
Dude, yes, I can. You can't. No, listen. Okay. What you know what re means, right? Like rewind. Yeah. So like reverse.
Yeah.
So people can't be reverse tarded because that means you're not tarded. Tarded means you're mentally disabled. So if you're reverse tarded, then you're fine. Everything's fine. That's my point of the day. No,
I will let you get back to your story because I have no.
Look it up.
Usually I can clean some shit up. I don't.
Just let that one go. Let it go.
I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to protest the podcast, you can. If you have hold on. If you have a complaint, it's 442-999-HYPE. You can email us thehypepodcast@gmail.com. I'm just gonna put him on hold real quick because it's getting real bad, and
it's gonna get worse.
It's check out our catalog of episodes at thehypepodcast.com and make sure you rate us on iTunes because we are the shit. And now back to your story.
So I'm running around the parking lot. We do like 3 loops. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, just let me get over this little baby hill as I'm pushing this car and a fucking little Asian dude trying to get it started.
Ain't no such thing as a baby hill, fool.
I know. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, if I just do one more lap around the parking lot, maybe it'll get better.
And it'll be the perfect leg day.
Yeah. And so as I'm going around the parking lot, this fucking car like cuts him off. Like now, if anyone's ever pushed a car, you understand that you are not going fast enough for anybody to cut you off at any juncture in life.
Yeah.
This fucking car cuts him off, so as I'm pushing, what does he have to do?
Hit the brakes.
Slam on the fucking brakes.
That's how you break a leg on leg day.
Yeah. And so I'm like, fuck this. We're putting it back at the parking spot. I'll call some folks later. We'll try and push it.
You have a truck. You can tow it.
No, actually, that's illegal now.
Oh.
I did not know that. So
it's illegal?
Yeah.
I mean, because it is some dangerous shit.
Right, sure.
Because most motherfuckers just get a rope and be like, hey.
Yeah. They're like, hey, do these bungee cords work?
Yeah, I mean, because those power brakes make a big difference.
Yeah, big time. So, now, and how I found this out was, so we get it back in the parking spot. My buddy gives me a ride home, and I'm just like, fuck, I'll go get it later. I'll have some folks meet me over there, and we'll try and push it with more than one person. So I call around. And I call a buddy of mine who owns a tow truck, and I'm like, "Hey, how much would you charge me?" He's like, "Well, off the books, I can do it for $75." And I'm
give
like,
you the player price.
Yeah. And he's like, if you want to cash me outside, $75. He's like, if you want to do it on the books, it's going to be $150 just because it's the business,
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, okay, I don't want to do that. I was like, I'll let you know later. So all right.
You don't have roadside?
No, I don't have roadside.
How do you have 2 cars and not have roadside?
Because
I hate to sidetrack the story, but how do you?
Because I wasn't going to bring this up, but I don't insure that car. Fuck you. because it's my brother's car, so he insures it.
And I will say again that the Hype Podcast is not admissible in court. Saying.
So I call a buddy of mine, and I'm like, hey, do you have any tow straps? Like, I got my own truck. I'll fucking tow it myself. And he's like, oh, yeah, you don't want to do that. And I'm like, no, I really do. I don't want to give you $75 to fucking tow this home. And he's like, yeah, but you also don't want like a $500 fine for getting pulled over towing a car. And I'm like, $500 fine for what? Like, it's not illegal. And he goes, oh no, it's illegal. And so he starts breaking down like why it's illegal and shit. And basically, it's just a dangerous thing.
It's really fucking dangerous. Yeah. I mean, you got a 2-ton projectile behind your shit.
Right.
So what you should have done is towed it and then put people in the bed of the truck. Like you were all going to the fucking hoedown jamboree.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Tailgating. Yeah. No, so to wrap up the story, I got my buddy. We pushed it, got it pop started. I got it home, and then came back, picked up the truck. Well, we celebrated with some Buffalo Wild Wings, and so we're at Buffalo Wild Wings. Hey. So we have dinner over at Buffalo Wild Wings. I come out. Run into one of my regulars on the way out. I've had a rough day. I get the, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm like, good. Bad day's about to get worse. Oh, man. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm just over here having drinks with my friend, blah, blah. And she used the, with my friend. And I'm like, like, you're on a date? It's cool. Like, I get it. And so I'm just like, I'm just going to moonwalk myself out of this situation. And she's like,
yeah.
Not my life,
just a girl.
Yeah. I am the one. So I get in the truck and she's like, oh, hey, like, have a good night. Like, text me sometime. Like, like from across the parking lot, like waving like, hey.
Was old boy right there?
No, he was already inside.
Oh, he was inside.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And she's
well, she hit you with the slick move.
Yeah, yeah, I thought that was kind of fucking funny. I'm like,
you are still welcome these guts,
right? Yeah.
Oh, was that vulgar? I'm sorry.
At least you didn't cuss.
Yeah,
and that's actually no more vulgar than what Trump's been saying all week. So you're fine. Like, if anybody complains about us cussing, you can just be like, hey, Trump's my president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you elected the wrong fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, have you been following all this shit that's been going on all week?
It has been a crazy fucking week.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. You got to do that. I forgot. I totally forgot what we were doing.
Yeah. Don't make it sound like we're playing footsies. I had to switch a cord. I had to switch a cord over to a different device. He's like, yeah.
We're playing
That's
footsies.
what we're fucking doing.
Hey.
Oh, that's your YouTube video?
Yeah, man.
I mean, she could get the business.
Yeah, she could.
That's some pretty red lipstick. got your hair did.
Her did, nails fixed.
Hey, man, I live in Vancouver. Shit, hair did is in the 20 percentile.
How much do you know about all the executive orders that have gone on this week?
Which fucking one? I mean, yeah, I know
that's
true. I know a fair share. I mean, that dude came out just fucking
guns blazing,
dropping bombs on motherfuckers. I was like, God,
pause.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, no pun intended there, because we don't want to aggravate anybody else.
Actually, I want to sidetrack for a second because, I enjoy podcasts,
right.
And I was listening to Dan Carlin, Hardcore History, which I've mentioned before on the show. And as you know, we feel like we're in more of a nuclear era, and he was talking about proliferation. When we got the bomb,
right?
And one of the most interesting facts I found out was we had the bomb for like 4 or 5 years and nobody else had it.
Yeah.
And like, if we really wanted, like, if we were savages, like I'm starting to think we should have been, it would just be, the whole world would be fucking America. Seriously. Because we had bombs that we could just drop on motherfuckers, like boom.
Well, you do realize, like, if you look into the Manhattan Project, that's why it was the Manhattan Project code name. Because the nuclear bomb and the atomic bomb were the finished product of countless other instances, like you're saying, that shit was going on for years, probably more than 4 or 5 years, when we had the initial stages of Kaboom. Like, there was a good probably 2 decades where we were like, yeah, let's get this shit right.
Well, the problem with nuclear bombs or atomic bombs or hydrogen,
Besides the obvious.
whatever the fuck you want to call it, is we got them, used them, and then within a couple years, we were too good at making them.
Right, yeah.
Seriously, like, you know, I mean, like, you drop a nuclear bomb, it's gonna take out a city. It's like, yo, we're not taking over the city. We're just gonna take out the whole fucking city.
We're just gonna take out
like
this area.
I mean, you'll end up with a crater like 60 feet fucking deep.
We're gonna exempt this area from Earth.
So it's like it like in a war, it's like, well, you got to make sure all your people are gone.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, because G.I. Joe would be like
G.I. gone.
G.I. fucking gone. Like, what is the tactical advantage of? No, it's not. It's not about taking over. It's just about killing millions of people.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
which always reverts me back to the best scene of the movie, the original Jurassic Park, where Jeff Goldblum says, well, just because they could doesn't mean they stop to think if they should.
I'm very happy that in a way that we didn't, because I would hate to hear about millions of people dying, but it was just mind blowing to me that it could be America everywhere. You know, if we really want to take the time, because the Russians had to catch up.
It was true.
Because we basically made this deal. We said, hey, you know what? We got this thing. We used it, and yet I wouldn't call the results dope, but you know, we used it and we fucked some shit up. And hey, check this out. Rest of the world, we'll get rid of ours, but we need you guys to prove that you don't have one.
Right.
And the rest of the world says, fuck that.
Yeah.
Just get rid of yours.
Yeah.
No. You have to prove to us that you don't have one. So.
Dude, see, now this is why I really fucking wish that, like, Captain America was a real thing.
Why?
Because then we could be like, oh, fuck it. We don't need nuclear weapons. We got Steve Rogers. We got the fucking super soldier.
That would be a lot better than fucking nuclear weapons.
Yeah, it would. Fuck yeah.
I mean, because you can aim Steve Rogers at shit.
Yeah.
Not say, hey, here's 5 miles I need you to take out.
No, I want to correlate this with the whole, you know, steroids in the Olympics type of thing. Look, we'll send you Steve Rogers. You fucking send us, you know, the Incredible Hulk. We'll see who fucking wins. Then it's fine.
Hold on. Who was the $6 million man? That was Steve.
Oh, God, I don't know. Are you talking like a WWE wrestler?
No, I'm talking about the $6 million man.
What
was it? That was
what is it? Tony Stark?
No, the $6 million man. And you know, if you're listening, you're gonna think I'm a dumbass for not remembering what the $6 million man's name was.
Who was the $6 million man? Like, what is he even about?
You don't know about the $6 million man?
No.
Oh my God.
What is he, like, the fucking James Bond?
Colonel Steve Austin. Yeah. The $6 million man. He was the bionic man. It was like he was the shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. When was it? God, when was that? That was like
this was in like late 70s.
Yeah, no, 74?
Oh, that was only 74. I guess I just saw reruns.
Damn.
Because I can't remember being. I mean, 74. That was before I was fucking born.
No wonder.
I wasn't like in the womb like watching.
Don't say no wonder I didn't fucking know. I wasn't even thought of it.
I used to watch the reruns. Yeah, $6 million man was the shit. Yeah, and then they came out with the $6 million woman.
Did they?
Yeah. They did.
Did she have fake breasts?
It was like a spinoff. I don't know if her breasts were fake. They probably did. I mean, shit, this is TV.
That's true.
We need to see them titties.
Yeah, dude, fucking really? You ever watch, like, well, I mean, obviously you watch shows from the 70s, but do you ever realize, like, how innocent those fucking shows were back then? And they were hits.
You know, there's an innocence to them, and there's also, at least like on the sitcom tip, there was more fucking content, because the shit we get now is horrible.
It's just fucking sex scenes and cussing.
There's really no content to it. I think we live in the post Friends era, right? You know,
it's true.
I mean, you know, it's like we need partners.
Yeah. No. Well, and another thing too is, if you look at the old school Batman, right? Do you think there was ever a fucking stunt guy in those shows?
Oh yeah, well, with the old school Batman, that was fucked up for a reason.
Right. Well, no. Okay. bad example.
Yeah, because that show was fun.
I'm giving you
that show is like its own separate branch of Batman.
Right. Yeah. 60s, 70s. Do you think there was fucking stunt guys? We don't have action back then like we do these days. And I'll say 60, like 50s, 60s, 70s.
I think there were stuntmen, but you didn't have CGI to make shit look like awesome.
You didn't have people like acrobats and fucking Cirque du Soleil shit going on back then.
I mean, blood was fucking ketchup, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And like when people were body slammed, they were, or exploded, they didn't fucking, jump in the air off trampolines and do 45 twists in the air and land on their face. And
they really fucking exploded.
Yeah.
People died in the making of this.
I'll bet you they had to collect a bunch of fucking disability checks back then.
So I totally took this on this fucking rabbit trail, but now I think it's time for you to play your very important video. I think I'm just getting you back because last time I tried to play a video, you were like,
stuck a phone in your face while you were rapping.
Trucks and girls stopping me at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Trucks and Panda Bears and sandwiches. No, so if you guys have been living under a rock and haven't been following what's going on this
week,
living
in Iraq,
not no more.
Can't go there.
Yeah, check out just one of the things that Trump stirred up this week.
Now on this breaking news, Iran saying it will ban U.S. citizens from entering the country in response to President Trump's new travel ban. His executive order now saying nationals from 7 mostly Muslim nations, Iran being one of them, will not be welcome into the U.S. effective immediately. I want to bring.
First of all, who the fuck wants to go to Iran? Are you just going for vacation?
If you're a listener and you want to go to Iran, just make sure you hit us up on the hype line. I'm not trying to talk shit about your country, but I don't feel like I'm very welcome there.
Yeah, well, tell me if there shit to do there. Is there a roller coaster that I'm missing out on?
I don't know. We just gave them a shitload of money, I'm sure.
Right? But no, check this out. This gets better.
In CNN Washington correspondent Ryan Nobles and CNN Pentagon reporter Ryan Brown. So Ryan Nobles to be first at the White House. Any response? This, of course, just happening. There are 7 nations. Iran is one of them. And now Iran putting out this statement.
The White House hasn't directly responded to this news that the Iranian government has decided to limit Americans from entering their country. But the Iranian government did say that it is a direct response to the Trump administration's decision to ban entry to the United States from these 7 Muslim majority countries. Frederica, what this really shows, though, is the direct and immediate impact that this executive order is having, in addition to responses from other countries, and we can expect to see more in the coming days and weeks. It's also having a real impact on human beings as well. If you are,
it's having a real impact on human beings as well. So all the goats are getting through immigration like nothing. Well, all the fucking goats and puppies are getting through immigration like no big fucking thing.
I was gonna say, are Iranians not fucking human beings now? Is that what's going on?
I mean, yeah, what's going on with that, man? I mean, the fucking refugees.
What a fucking moron, dude. Yeah, human beings as well. Like, dude, you can't fucking just tell people they're not human. That's stupid.
And maybe us having our backgrounds, we don't have as much compassion for refugees because
sure,
I'm sorry, none of my folks are refugees.
Well, technically, you and I were both refugees, but you know what we like to do? We like to put the fucking blinders on and forget, especially me being.
There's no technically I was a fucking refugee. They drug my motherfuckers over in a boat.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. We're all immigrants, right? But we tend to just put the blinders on and say, fuck it. We don't even know what you're talking about.
Sorry, what happened to my folks? You don't call immigration.
Sure. No, I'm with you. I'm simply saying not from here.
Not
right?
born. Yeah, I am not a Native American.
Yeah, we put the fucking blinders on, write what we want to fucking write in school textbooks, and say, oh no, this is how history happened. And then when people are like, hold on. You want to sit here and tell me this never happened? We just look at them and go, why are you bringing up old shit?
No, they just tell you that the Pilgrims and the Indians were cold chilling, eating turkey and cranberry sauce out of a can.
Then white folk tried to come over and help out.
Yeah, they helped them out.
White guy Steve tried to come over and fucking whip them into shape.
Hey, I mean, Smallpox and religion. That's what they gave him. Actually, VD.
Yeah.
VD. Yeah.
Dude, no. Okay, so I had this fucking wild idea, and I want this on record. Since we're kind of in history
we
mode.
are recording right now.
Yeah. Since we're in fucking history mode, I want this. It is January 29th, 2017 at 12:34 p.m.
Too bad it's not video because I can't throw up a newspaper.
That's true, but we'll do it after the show because this is a real thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna write a fucking screenplay or a movie idea. It's gonna be fucking great. It's gonna be a sci-fi movie about aliens, right? We're an alien experiment on Earth, and once the civilizations that they create stop advancing, they come wipe them out, right? So maybe they have an ailment on their world.
It's like having an ant farm.
Right. Maybe they have an ailment in their civilization that they weren't able to overcome. So they go populate planets and let them grow, like petri dishes, let them grow and introduce these problems that they're having to let these planets work that shit out. And if they can't work it out, fucking wipe them out. Start all over again.
That was totally an episode of Rick and Morty.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't even watch Rick and Morty. This is fucking ridiculous. Way to fucking kill my dreams.
You should really watch Rick and Morty. Because there's an episode where, all my Rick and Morty fans cheer. Woo.
You didn't plug in the fucking... You didn't plug in the iPad, dummy.
I didn't plug in the iPad. But
see, the aliens would fucking wipe you out, man.
Yeah, but there's an episode where Rick's battery on his fucking vehicle is powered by people. He created a little world inside of his battery, and it's powered by the people in that little world. They have to keep working, and that's all they know. And one episode he goes into his battery to fix it, and then the people in his battery have another little world that they're working on that powers their world. It's fucking crazy shit.
This my idea is totally different.
No, I'm just saying it's
totally different, but the same.
I mean, it is same in the way.
Yeah. So I mean,
sorry, I'm not 100% accurate. I was just trying to give a shout out to my Rick and Morty fans. And if you don't fuck with Rick and Morty, why the fuck are you listening to my show?
Yeah. Hey, but we love you for listening to our show.
Hey, Christine, why the fuck are you listening to my show?
No, but that would explain where the Mayans went, why the Egyptian pharaohs, that whole civilization fucking died off, why these monetary systems just vanish.
Hey, but they did not have iPhones.
No, I know. They didn't fucking have iPhones.
We should have been wiped out long before we got this far. I mean, if you look at them, how they got wiped out, it's like, yo, they didn't even have they didn't even have TV.
That's the idea of the story, though. Like, once the civilization stops advancing is when they're like, you're fucking useless. Start over. So all these civilizations that get wiped out, fuck yeah. Like, no wonder they peaked their fucking engineering and their ingenuity, and they were just like, you guys are fucking worthless. Boom.
You ever think about how fast we're actually advancing right now?
Yeah. No. So
I mean, if you want to put it in perspective, if you went back, let's say go back a couple hundred years.
Sure.
I could figure out everything my grandkids were. I knew what my grandkids' life would be like a couple hundred years ago because everything was moving so slow.
Right.
Hey, I plow the field. They're gonna plow the field the exact same way.
Yeah.
No biggie. In my lifetime, shit has changed so much. I don't even know what to do.
There was no need for a Facebook update back then, is what you're saying.
It was like, well, yeah, because shit. I mean,
you just knew.
I mean, because big advances in technology came along every 50, 60.
Yeah.
Like big shit that really, I was like, oh, we're going to use a plow now. Whoa, go get out the fucking way. Shit, a fucking plow. A wheel. Whoa. I mean, how long was the wheel like the dopest shit ever?
Right?
Like, dude, they were in line at the wheel store.
I always wondered.
Dragging broads by the hair.
Right? I always wondered if somebody got the idea of the wheel from the logs that they used to, put logs down to roll heavy shit across. I wonder if somebody one day was like,
ooga booga,
man, why don't I just attach this shit to this fucking big ass cinder block and wheel this shit down the road?
One amazing thing about the wheel, and what kind of pisses me off about the way we do shit right now.
Here we go.
Nobody owns the fucking copyright to the fucking wheel.
Really?
Like, you can make a wheel without somebody suing the shit out of you.
Sure. Yeah.
Everything you do now, like if you write it down, then you can fucking sue the shit out of somebody over that.
That's true.
Fucking patent. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But see, here's the major issue. Shit's so fucked up nowadays. Everybody's all about the money. Before it was all about community. Back in the day, like even when you were younger, the neighborhood was about the neighborhood. There was a sense of loyalty in there.
Yeah.
You know, there was a code that you live by. Nowadays, it's like,
them hoes was loyal.
Yeah. And nowadays, these hoes ain't loyal. But nowadays, you slip somebody a 20, they're like, oh yeah, homeboy's over here, fucking, doing this.
Yeah, 20 will get you some loyalty.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid,
Maybe
man.
you're in the handy.
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
I mean, if you can get a handy for $20, call us 442-999-HYPE. I want to know where those handies are coming from.
and also fucking talk about it on Facebook.
Yeah, $20 handies.
Dude, and especially speaking of Facebook, this week, everybody has been putting their fucking business on Facebook because of this Trump shit. Like, even shit that doesn't even have to do with Trump. I had people like, my friend down in San Francisco. She's like, yeah, I went and did the Women's March. She's talking about how good a time she had, how much she learned, how just the overall experience was fantastic.
I learned to walk with a whole bunch of people around me.
I learned to do cardio.
What the fuck do you learn at the Women's March?
Oh, just
there's other people with vaginas.
Yeah, the other people have opinions. No, just they had speakers out there, like talking about just giving facts and historical, elements throughout the times for women's equality and stuff like that. So,
well, some feedback I got on the Women's March was that it wasn't 100% anti-Trump.
Right.
There were people there that voted for Trump, but they just are standing up for women's rights.
Yeah,
It wasn't. The Trump rallies were separate. And to be honest with you, I got to say about the Trump rallies and all the shit that's been going on. Mm-hmm. Find all you motherfuckers down there.
Right.
Find out what you are all mad about at the same time.
Make a list.
And
check it twice.
It came shout out to my man Marcel. I was working with him at Bar 15 last night. He's like, why are they marching here?
Oh, you mean in the Hillary states and the Hillary coast?
Yeah, and why are you marching here? I mean, shit is not that bad out here.
It's not bad at all.
If you can't afford a bus ticket to get to fucking DC to go where it's actually going down, if you want to march, fucking march in Salem.
Right.
I mean, the city council, they're not shit. Where the fuck they go? Oh, the Portland City Council. Oh, they strike fear across the country. The marching here, I mean, it just gets us on the fucking news. If you want some national coverage, that's cool.
Right.
But, these motherfuckers really kind of defeat their own purpose because they don't want to get permits. Like the Women's March that happened last weekend, they had permits. Everything was legit. No problems. Nothing tore up. Now,
are you surprised about that?
No, I'm not surprised about that. I'm just saying in comparison to the anti-Trump march, we're not going to tell you where we're going because it's a protest.
Shutting down freeways and shit.
It is a damn shame. I probably said this before, but it is a damn shame when they have to shut down businesses downtown.
It's pathetic, dude.
And really take inventory of who you're actually hurting.
Yeah.
Because if I worked downtown, I worked a retail job downtown, which was mostly retail places that had to close up.
Right.
We just had 2 weeks of shitty, snowy weather where my paycheck is already kind of fucked.
Right.
But no, now I have to shut down on a Friday. Man, you're hurting. You think about who you're hurting to prove your point.
Sure.
I maybe you're jobless or maybe you have a nice enough job where you can take time off to protest. I don't know who the fuck does that.
Was that a slight at me?
No, that's a slight at every motherfucker. I just like, you can take time off to protest. I can't take time off to protest.
Right. Yeah.
I am needed at the PAM.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other element of that too. These hundreds of people or thousands of people, however many it was, there's got to be at least a few in that crowd who know the owners of these businesses that are shut down. Like, and that might even be friends with them. What kind of fucking friend are you if you're out there supporting / advocating hurting your friend's business? Like, what kind of fucking person are you?
Go march in the field.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, because they're going to cover wherever the fuck you gather.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Irvington Park, wide open.
Right. Yeah, and like when they stood around at Moda Center the night of the fucking Blazer game, like there was a few people kind of in the way here and there, but for the most part, they were just walking around, letting people know, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
That was it. It wasn't crazy. They weren't fucking blocking traffic immediately until a bunch of the fucking, it got later and a bunch of the idiots came out. They were just fucking running around in the street. If you want to stand there, hold your sign, let your voice be heard, fuck yeah.
What said that during right after election night? Why are you fucking up the freeway, the fucking commerce? Like, if I worked all day downtown and I can't get out of downtown, maybe I voted for you, bitch. Shit. But I don't even get a fucking free pass.
Yeah. Truckers who can't deliver their goods.
Yeah, because you know what? I feel in a way, and some people might be pissed off about this, but I feel there's a bit of personal gain for the organizers, a little bit of notoriety.
Sure.
Because sometimes it feels more about notoriety than it does feel about than it is about accomplishing your purpose.
Sure. Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, I've told you this. Money talks all the time, and if you follow the money, I guarantee you find the source of a cause. Yeah. In majority of cases, yeah. I doubt the organizers, orchestrators, or the idealists behind.
I would call them orchestrators. I don't think organizers is the proper word.
Sure. The orchestrators behind these protests, I'm not saying there is. I would not be surprised if there was some sort of financial gain to be had by them orchestrating this. Like you said, notoriety. Oh, so-and-so did this. Call them up. Get them out here doing blah, blah, blah. Tell them we'll pay them. Shit like that. They just want to be they want their name out there to be heard. And that's their way of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make your voice heard, that's fine.
Yeah. For example, Ed Lane Baker. Fucking love that guy. Good guy. He still posts on Facebook every day his opinions about the Trump administration. Some are in cahoots with Trump, some are against Trump, but he gives his own opinion.
I feel that's what's kind of missing is, and I think maybe that's why Trump has a big problem with the media or whatever, but I don't feel like nobody's coming down the center and just giving it a real solid eye and saying, hey, this is good, this is bad.
No, you want to know why? Because they're a bunch of fucking self-entitled cunts. They really are. Oh, well, I feel this way and I'm right. Fuck you. Be willing to have a discussion. Just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you're wrong.
Yeah.
Just because you have fucking feelings on a certain subject doesn't mean you're wrong. I don't agree with everything fucking Trump does. I don't. But I will tell you this. I am thoroughly fucking impressed with that man right now because in his first week in office, he's making moves. I don't agree with all of them, but he's actually doing what he said he was going to do.
Well, there was criticism of his cabinet, like, oh, he's just getting millionaires in his cabinet. Well, shit, I feel better about that than a 20-year fucking politician.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is a perfect scenario, but these people have been successful.
And the other thing,
they're good at life.
Another thing, a 20-year politician isn't necessarily a multimillionaire. So guess what can sway them? Money.
Yeah.
Millionaires? Nah, fuck it. I got money.
I'm taking a pay cut to be here, bro.
Right. Yeah. Like fucking Joe Rogan turning down work. Yeah. Like they don't have to fucking be here. I don't have to do that shit. Nah.
Like our new Secretary of State, mobile Exxon guy.
Yeah.
Had to sell hundreds of millions of dollars of stock. I mean, as Secretary of State, whether you're going to make maybe a couple $100,000.
Right.
It's not going to be really substantial.
Yeah.
It's a total pay cut.
Exactly, dude.
Do I think he'll do shit to benefit himself? Not any more than your fucking who's our guy here? Ron Wyden.
Right. Yeah.
Been in Congress for I don't know how
ever.
Been in Senate for I mean just fucking forever.
Yeah. These career politicians fucking gotta go, man. I've said that for years.
But he's living nice. He's eating.
Sure. He's going to continue doing what he has to do to eat the way he likes to eat.
Yeah. And if that means criticizing somebody who's actually been successful at life.
Yeah.
Because that is the criticism. I mean, you were successful at talking to people and making them vote for you and give you money.
Yeah.
That's what you're successful at.
Yeah.
Because ain't shit better for me. I mean, go back and tell me something, please. Senator Wyden, if you want to call me, hey, fucking call me. 442-999-HYPE. You tell me what you've made better for me.
Right.
Because I don't see that.
And here's my other thought. So all these, multimillionaires that he has in his cabinet, and, I'm just speculating. I know they're all very wealthy, very well off. How many of those people, and and I bring this up because they call him, white supremacist, fucking crazy, like General Mad Dog Mattis. They're like, oh, he's a fucking lunatic, he's a warmonger, blah, blah, blah. Well, tell me this. How many shots have anyone in his cabinet taken directly at one individual? How many? No. He's a fucking white supremacist. Okay. Did he turn around and go, oh, fuck you guys are blah, blah, blah? No, he ignored you because he doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck. He has a job to do.
Right. He's got shit to do.
I feel like especially fucking progressives, liberals, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself this week.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just grasping at straws. Just, let me just take a shot at whatever the fuck. Hey, just let the shit fucking go through. And if you really were on your shit, hey, maybe you'd have a majority somewhere in Congress so you could actually vote some shit or veto some shit. Not really happening. Obviously, you're doing something wrong.
And here's my thought on that opinion. Because, you get these SJWs, these social justice warriors. Oh, we want fucking blah, blah, blah. You're right.
Yeah, but don't let no blacks move in my neighborhood.
Right, yeah, exactly. And you want to sit here and say, oh, well, this guy's extreme this way. And this guy's extreme on this way. And this guy's extreme, fucking pro-war. Where do you think people meet in the middle? From one extreme to the other. If you have people all on the same fucking side, for example, and I'm not saying it was, the Obama administration, if all those fucking guys thought one specific way, one linear path, oh, well, we're just going to go do this. And nobody said, hold on. What the fuck? What about this shit over here? We're there to fucking question. That's what the extremists do. No, I want this. No, I want this. Okay, fuck. We're going to have to meet in the middle somewhere. We're going to, not on the left or on the right or on the fucking north or south. They have to have a conversation.
We've really gone down the political edge. But
goddamn right we have, because it pisses me off.
Because I get pissed off about partisan politics because I can sit in the room with someone with a totally different opinion and we can work some shit out.
Right.
There's people whose opinions are totally different than mine, but I can make a solid point and we can come to some kind of consensus and work some shit out. And we're making this, what side of the aisle we fall on, we're making this much bigger than it has to be.
Dude, and the bottom line is, people just want to be heard.
People don't think two ways.
No, that's absolutely true. They want their opinions heard, right? And if people are willing to hear their opinions and give them their opinions on issues, and they don't share that same respect and listen to each other, that's where we run into the fucking issue, man.
Everybody's angry as fuck. Stop being so fucking
Stop being angry and listen to the fucking Hype podcast. That's all I gotta say.
You know what?
I think I do.
I think we just fucking went off the rails with this.
You know what? I got to get ready for the fucking Blazer game later. Let's get the fuck out of here, man.
There's a lot of shit we didn't talk about this week. We'll talk about it next week.
Because we can. Because we're here every fucking week.
Yeah. And yeah, we cuss too fucking much.
So fuck your life. This is the Hype Podcast
99.2.
I am the host with no name.
And you know what?
It's time to go.
Hit us up, 442-999-HYPE. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Hype Podcast.
And you can get us on the Gmail, G-Golly, if you got email. Email us from your AOL account. It's thehypepodcast@gmail.com.
It's time to go.
And hit us up on the gram, man.
Instagram at the Hype Podcast, even Twitter too, at the Hype Podcast.
And oh snap, Oso's teaching me how to rap next week.
Oh,
stay tuned for that.
That is horrible.
Good thing it's time to go, so they don't have to hear any more of that shit.
It's time to go.
I really don't have any after the show feedback this week because, you know what? Politics is bullshit, but we will give it to you from a real man perspective because we're fucking with you like that. Pause.
And Oso says X's are off limits. Stay tuned next week to hear more about that.
Bye, Felicia.
That was a good one.